At 6:48 a.m. local time earlier today, on April 2nd, 2026, a major magnitude 7.6 earthquake struck Indonesia. Striking between the islands of Sulawesi and Halmahera, this shallow quake caused the ground to rapidly shake back and forth for approximately 30 seconds. This simulation shows an estimation of the strongest shaking a population center experienced specifically on the eastern third of Maju Island. Due to this strong shaking, some buildings partially or fully collapsed, scattered landslides are triggered, with damage being quite severe in multiple areas. However, this thankfully did not result in a high death toll, primarily because damage was not total but instead seemingly scattered, with the current casualty figure being 1 dead and 2 injured. However, simultaneously, due to the shallow depth of the magnitude 7.6 quake which struck and the fact its rupture plane included up to the bottom of the ocean floor, it displaced overlying water by up to a meter, creating a small-scale tsunami. This tsunami wave would go on to strike multiple islands of Indonesia and far southern Mindanao in the Philippines, but the waves that were created were modest at worst, only reaching up to 1.25 meters or 4.1 feet high. In most areas, the tsunami merely looked like an unusually strong current sweeping along the entire shoreline. Thus, while it is fully possible that some structures close to the shoreline were damaged or even some small boats were swept away, I cannot confirm either of those assertions. But why did this earthquake occur in the first place? This is where things get a bit weird. You see, in my opinion, the 7.6 quake which struck did occur on a tectonic plate, but one which has absolutely no surface exposure of any kind. In other words, it is completely buried. There is a double subduction zone ongoing between these islands, where segments of the buried Molucca Sea Plate are being compressed and subducted downwards through the Sangihe Plate to the west and the Halmahera Plate to the east. But the Molucca Sea Plate has seemingly been divided in two due to the compressional forces it experiences, causing the easternmost end of its western half to shoot upwards and form a structure known as the Mahu Talad Ridge. Since reverse fault earthquakes are a telltale sign of compressional forces, today's earthquake occurred when stress from that process built up on the Molucca Sea Plate segment, which was pushed upwards until it moved to accommodate this strain, generating a major earthquake. This region has historically been quite seismically active, where since 1900, 101 magnitude 6 and 16 magnitude 7 range earthquakes have struck, the latter of which are more commonly associated with some form of tsunami. Today's seismic event was the largest by magnitude to so far occur in 2026 in the world, and could have been far deadlier but thankfully wasn't. Part of this is owed to the fact that many structures locally are built out of wood and brick. While brick structures tend to not fare as well in strong earthquakes, wood fares far better in comparison. Hence why there are more partial than full collapses, as the brick part of multiple structures collapse while the wood portion remains standing. As for volcanic effects, while 7 active or potentially active volcanoes did experience MMI 5 or stronger shaking, meaning the earthquake could in theory trigger some form of volcanic activity if a volcano was already primed to erupt, this did not happen of any of these complexes. Instead, while circumstantial, it may have triggered a slight change in eruptive activity at the Dukono volcano, which experienced MMI 4 intensity shaking. As while Dukono tends to erupt every day with a less than 1 kilometer high eruption plume above its summit crater, 3 hours after the earthquake saw Dukono produce a 1,500 meter high eruption plume above its summit crater, its tallest in nearly 9 months. As for aftershocks, 28 have so far occurred, with the largest being a magnitude 6.2 alongside 12 magnitude 5 range events. These are statistically more likely to decrease at a 1/x rate in abundance as time since the 7.6 earthquake increases. As a final note, I would like to thank my new patron Tracy Corral for supporting my work.